Ria TV, True FM.
In Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV,
into True FM 96.1.
What's the meaning of the black barrier?
The black barrier is to tell Joseph Bakala, if you don't organize yourself in a grateful manner, we'll keep your better like
You might say what you want to say, but for us, we are here to make sure we build our country, that we are respected. We have donors that are coming because of the confidence.
News Summary at 12. My name is Hansen Delta Present. Welcome to News and Analysis 30 minutes of news presentation about Liberia, Africa, and our one world. Presenting this newscast is proudly sponsored by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited.
How is life after the presidency?
But before the presidency, the same life, that's what you see. I have a different life. You know, when I was not president, this life.
What a pleasant good evening. Welcome to News Desk, 45 minutes of news from the News and Current Affairs Department here at the Renaissance Communications Incorporated. Today is Tuesday, March 18th, 2025. This is Marka Davis anchoring this presentation. In the top stories we are following tonight, in the move to enhance access to clean drinking water and improve sanitation services across the country, President Joseph Boakai issues Executive Order Number 146, exempting the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation from custom duties. Joint security in Lofa County intercepts huge consignment of narcotic drugs value over 77,000 United States dollars. Two ranking members of the Liberian Senate expressed disappointment in government officials in the executive riding vehicles worth more than 45,000 United States dollars, while the legislature continues to be lashed by the public. And off the home front, Nigeria and Kenya among countries running out of HIV drugs following the U.S. government suspension of foreign aid, the World Health Organization says. The details of these developments, including the bulletin of news, voices of the newsmakers, sports, are all part of this presentation. We're taking a short break. To be back.
Ria TV, True FM.
In Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV,
into True FM 96.1.
Roberts with the news bulletin. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Marka. Good evening, everyone. In a move to enhance access to clean drinking water and improve sanitation services across the country, President Joseph Boakai has issued Executive Order 146, exempting the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation, LWSC, from custom duties on selected essential items. The executive order follows the expiration of Executive Order 127 and reaffirms the government commitment to ensuring a reliable water supply and efficient sewage management to protect public health and prevent a disease outbreak. The exemption aims to reduce operational costs for the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation and to keep tariff affordable for the Liberian people. Under an Executive Order 146, diesel fuel for operations and production, retractable and consumable spare parts for operations, low lids and high lid pumps for water treatment plants, water treatment chemicals, and chlorinators and laboratory apparatus for water treatment facilities across among others, are now exempted from custom duties. Recognizing sanitation as a critical component of the government arrest agenda, President Boakai emphasized that this measure is essential to sustaining adequate water supply and effectively controlling sewage overflow in Monrovia and its environs. According to the executive mansion release, the executive order takes immediate effect and will serve as a critical tool in the government broader strategy for national development and public welfare. In another development, President Boakai has dedicated non-compliant officials block salaries to the One Child, One Chair presidential initiative. The president commended the Civil Service Agency for its decisive action in ensuring compliance with the National Assets Declaration mandate. In line with the administration's commitment to transparency, accountability, and good governance, the CSA has effectively blocked the salaries of government officials who have failed to adhere to the directive as issued by the president. To minimize the impact of these funds, the Liberian leader has directed the CSA to collaborate with the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning to establish an escort account for the cumulative block salaries amounting to over 90,000 United States dollars. According to an executive mansion release, these funds will be allocated towards the One Child, One Chair presidential initiative to enhance learning conditions in primary and secondary schools across the country. Additionally, the president has mandated the CSA to work along with the Ministry of Education to ensure the timely procurement and distribution of chairs to schools in need. Furthermore, the Bureau of State Enterprises has been instructed to implement similar measures for officials of state-owned enterprises who remain suspended due to non-compliance with the Assets Declaration mandate. The funds derived from these actions will also be redirected to the One Child, One Chair initiative, the executive mansion says. The Joint Security in Lofa County has seized a huge consignment of narcotic drugs value over 77,000 United States dollars. The consignment of illicit substances, including tramadol, marijuana, among others, was intercepted in Foya District, Lofa County on Tuesday, March 18. Speaking to journalists about the drug bust, the county attorney of Lofa County, Luther Smo, called for an immediate investigation. Councillor Smo said to ensure transparency in destroying these substances, authorities in Monrovia are recommending that the consignment be burned in Lofa County where it was discovered instead of transporting it to Monrovia. The Lofa County attorney urged the Joint Security to conduct their investigation from drugs to traffic offensive and identify how the consignment passed the immigration at the borders. President Joseph Boakai has urged WASP countries to recognize the urgency and importance of creating inclusive examination policies and practices that favor students with disabilities. The Liberian president underscored the importance of education in shaping the world and called on educators, policymakers, parents, and students to commit themselves to uplifting the sector for the betterment of Liberia. Speaking at the 73rd Annual Council meeting of the West African Examinations Council, WACS, on Tuesday, President Boakai commended WACS for its contributions to the Liberian education sector. President Boakai reiterated his administration commitment to promoting education as one of the pillars of the arrest agenda for inclusive development. Also speaking at the 73rd WACS Council meeting, Education Minister Dr. Jaso Jalai named malpractices, short timing for registration, and delay in the release of WACS results, among others, as issues affecting the successful administration of the regional exams in Liberia. Dr. Jala called on the board of the West African Examination Council to address all logistical constraints impeding the smooth conduct of the examinations. The Liberian Education Minister also recommended that WACS embraces innovation in the administration of its examination across the region, referencing President Joseph Boakai digital transformation project that she termed as an improvement in the education sector of Liberia. Two ranking members of the Liberian Senate have expressed their disappointment in appointed government officials who are riding vehicles worth more than 45,000 United States dollars. Both Senator Darius DeLon and Edwin Snow of Macerado and Bomi counties said it is frustrating and disheartening to continuously see those officials going against the very laws that also guard the legislature. Senator Dillon named cabinet ministers, including heads of various agencies that are using vehicles above $45,000 United States dollars, which is against the budget laws. Senator Snow, for his part, threatened to resign his seat once findings showed that the Minister of Public Works vehicles worth only $45,000 United States dollars. He questioned why Liberian lawmakers only be threatened by the public over the purchase of vehicles. The both senators expressed their frustration Tuesday during the 17th-day sitting of the second section of the Liberian Senate. At the same time, Bomi County Senator Edwin Snow has alarmed over the prolonged suspension of the entire Board of Commissioners of the Liberia Telecommunications Authority, LTA, by President Joseph Boakai. Snow, in his communication, said the suspension of the entire LTA board in April of 2024 was prompted by concerns involving alleged questionable nature of certain financial transactions as detailed in the status report on the operations of the LTA. According to Senator Snow, it has been 11 months since the General Auditing Commission, GSC, was asked to spearhead the investigation and report back to plenary on its findings on the suspended commissioners. He added in his communication that the suspended commissioners remain in a state of indefinite suspension without due process, and despite the fact that their suspension did not include the withholding of salaries and benefits, they continue to be denied their just entitlements. Snow said it is also the act of undermining the workings of the Liberian legislature to see those acting commissioners making major decisions and implementing policies that affect the telecommunications sector without the proper legal authority. He said the prolonged inaction and disregard for due process are a direct affront to the rule of law and the integrity of the governance system. The Bomi County Senator stressed that the Senate must not remain silent in the face of what he termed as blatant disregard for the controlling laws of Liberia. The International Forum for Agricultural Development has commenced a two-day stakeholders consultation workshop to design a new country strategic opportunities programs for Liberia. The program is expected to last up to 2030. When formulated, will increase the income and employment opportunities for farmers in rural areas while bringing resilience to climate change and food insecurity. Speaking at the commencement ceremony on Tuesday in Monrovia, IFAR's country representative Pascaland Barikiba disclosed that the workshop seeks to streamline IFAR's continuous contribution to drive agricultural transformation, economic empowerment, and food security for Liberia's rural communities. Pascaland Barikiba, among other things, noted that the outcome of the workshop will strengthen collaboration between the government and IFART in dedicating their shared strategies contribution in supporting the national efforts to reduce poverty, improve food and nutrition security, eliminate gender inequalities, and strengthen the resilience of the rural population. In remarks, the Deputy Agriculture Minister for Planning, David Akwe, underscored the expected outcomes of the workshop as the government roadmap in tackling challenges farmers in the rural areas are faced with. He lauded for its continued support to the agricultural sector, thus stressing the need for inclusiveness to ensure the impact of the project is felt by all citizens. For his part, the Deputy Finance Minister for Economic Management, Stafford Swole, acknowledged actors in the agricultural sector to be more practical and strategic in the implementation of support to ensure the agricultural agenda of President Boakai is achieved. The Liberia National Police has revealed that motorcyclists are the highest killers in Liberia compared to other vehicles. The police said the statement follows a recent survey conducted by the Liberia National Police. LMP Inspector General Gregory Comer disclosed that it is based on this that the police authorities have resolved to maintain the restricted zones in central Monrovia. Speaking on a local radio talk show in Monrovia on Tuesday, Gregory Comer commended Moba Malou, the executive director of the Solidarity and Trust for a New Day stand, for taking the legal action against the government on the restriction of motorcyclists to the Supreme Court. According to Councillor Comer, that's Colonel Comer, once the Supreme Court ruled against the government on the issue regarding the restriction imposed by the LMP, the restriction will be lifted immediately. The LMP Inspector General said it is good for Liberians to begin testing the judiciary on issues they feel hurt about rather than taking the laws in their own hands. The chairman emeritus of the Movement for Economic Empowerment is appealing to national government to allocate funds for capacity building and to support marketers across the country. Speaking as guest on the Truth Breakfast show on Tuesday, James Brooks called on government to double up their efforts, citing that the expectations of Liberians are high. Mr. Brooks further called on motorcyclists to avoid violence in their quest to find solution to the government no-go zone restriction. The president of the University of Liberia has called for collective efforts in addressing the many social issues facing the society. Dr. Lady Myean said the challenges on social welfare sector are huge, and as such, social workers must harness their resources and skills so as to reduce social problems in Liberia. Dr. Myean made a call when she delivered the keynote speech at a program marking the observance of the celebration of the World Social Works Day organized by the National Association of Social Workers of Liberia in Monrovia on Tuesday. A pro-democracy organization, Solidarity and Trust for New Day stand, has appealed to motorcyclists to remain peaceful as the Supreme Court is hearing the writ of prohibition fought against the restriction imposed on bike riders by the Liberia National Police. Stand National Chairman Moba Malou said officials of the Liberia National Police are not above the law, and as such, they will not be allowed to violate the laws against peaceful citizens. And a young man identified as Mohammed Bai has uncovered huge quantity of cards belonging to an unknown individual. Bai noted that the cars mistakenly dropped from the individual who was on a speeding motorbike in Painesville. Speaking to RCA News on Tuesday, Mohammed Bai, who is the program associate of Youth Transformation Africa Narrative, said he immediately reported the matter to the Liberia National Police, Zone 8, based in EAWA community. That's RCA News Bulletin. Is back to Marka Davis.
Ria TV, True FM.
Say Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV,
Truth FM 96.1.
what's the meaning of the black barrier?
The black barrier is to tell Joseph Bakala, if you don't organize yourself in a respectful manner, we'll keep you later.
You might say what you want to say, but for us, we are here to make sure we build our country, that we are respected. We have donors that are coming because of the confidence.
Summary of talk. My name is Hansen the representative. Welcome to News.
Thanks for rejoining us. The Bulletin of News is a regular feature here on News Desk. In one of the top stories we are following tonight, two ranking members of the Liberian Senate expressed disappointment in the government officials in the executive riding vehicles worth more than 45,000 United States dollars, while the legislature continues to receive laches from the public. Let's bring you our first development. President Joseph Boakai has urged WIAC countries to recognize the urgency and importance of creating inclusive examination policies and practices that favor students with disabilities. The Liberian president underscored the importance of education in shaping the world and called on educators, policymakers, parents, and students to commit themselves to uplifting the sector for the betterment of Liberia. The president spoke at the 73rd Annual Council meeting of the West African Examinations Council on Tuesday in Monrovia.
Ensuring that our students receive that allows transparency, accountability, and fairness in assessing identity. And also the university facilitating common curriculum, ensuring quality service, and promoting mutual integration. The second year is tested to reveal the system. The commitment of years we also want to try to educate officially students, education is a very responsible. That's not only designed by the result to achieve, but also the character and integrity to build on the you can leave the background, the travel, the travel, and your home. One thing is your character. Education engineers, programs of meetings of university and colleges,
His President Joseph Boakai is speaking at the opening of the 73rd Annual Council meeting of the West African Examinations Council (WAEC) on Tuesday in Monrovia. Also speaking at the meeting, Education Minister Dr. Jaso Jala named malpractices, short timing for registration, and delay in the release of WAEC results, among others, as issues affecting the successful administration of the regional exams in Liberia. Dr. Jala called on the board of the West African Examination Council to address all logistical constraints impeding the smooth conduct of the tests across the region.
Honorable Chairman of the Council, while progress is being made, there are key issues affecting the successful administration of WAEC examinations. Allow me to comment just a couple of the areas that are of paramount importance to us. First, protecting the integrity of WAEC examinations. One of the biggest threats to the credibility of our examinations is the issue of malpractice. We must take a firm step to ensure that WAEC exams remain a true reflection of the students' knowledge and abilities. The Ministry of Education remains committed to working closely with WAEC to implement stronger security measures, ensuring monitoring and introduce innovative approaches to curb examination fraud. We must all work together, including the government, educators, parents, and students, to uphold the integrity of these exams, as they play a crucial role in determining the future of young people. Recognize the challenges many students face in meeting registration deadlines for WAEC exams. In response to this, we have asked WAEC National Office to extend the registration period from 1 month to 3 months to allow more students ample time to complete their enrollment, particularly benefit students in remote areas and those facing logistical difficulties.
She is Education Minister Dr. Jaso Jala there speaking. The Joint Security in Lofa County has intercepted a huge quantity of narcotic drugs valued over 77,000 United States dollars. The consignment of illicit substances, including tramadol, marijuana, among others, was intercepted in Foya District, Lopa County on Tuesday, March 18. Speaking to journalists about the drug bust, the county attorney of Lopa, Councillor Dr. Small, called for an immediate investigation. He said to ensure transparency in destroying the substances, authorities in Monrovia are recommending that the consignment be burned in Lopa County where it was discovered instead of transporting it to Monrovia.
The driver, the owner of this truck,
used to transport this together. We are making informative law that is the chief of custody from the area of your the police that is people to bring it, the police make sure that you people get the drugs, send it over to you, taking it over to the investigation. If you wish to, you want to use the police edifice to conduct investigation. I think just manage should be the command and the police command. All right, and prepare your people to trust the investigation so that it can be very transparent. Where the DA charge in accordance with the DA law, and from there we will decide whether we move on to the court or we bring the defense counsel to see, or we request the court to send someone to see. Probably don't have storage, but if it's too huge for us, we are now waiting for the day of drug spraying. No, it will be. We will inform authority in Monrovia. When is that Monrovia?
Well, he is Councillor J. Luther Sumo, the county attorney of Lopa County, there speaking to members of the press concerning the inception of huge quantity of illicit drugs valued over 77,000 United States dollars in Foya district. The two ranking members of the Liberian Senate have expressed disappointment in appointed government officials who are riding vehicles worth more than 45,000 United States dollars. Both Senator Darius DeLong and Edwin Snow of Maserado and Bome counties said it is frustrating and disappointing to continuously see those officials going against the very laws that also guide the legislature. Senator DeLong named cabinet ministers, including heads of various agencies that are using vehicles above 45,000 US dollars, which is against the budget law. Well, in another development, Bome County Senator Edwin Snow has alarmed over the prolonged suspension of the entire Board of Commissioners of the Liberia Telecommunications Authority by President Joseph Boakai. Snow, in his communication to the Senate, said the suspension of the entire LTA board in April of last year was prompted by concerns involving questionable nature of certain financial transactions as detailed in the status report on the operations of the LTA, while the Bome County Senator spoke in the Senate on Tuesday.
Almost 1 year since the president took his action. This January have now received all the LTA. The acting commissioners are there with full authority to make decisions on the telecommunications sector of this country. For 11 months, in the president's letter of suspension, he never said the suspended will not pay. They are suspended. But those suspended have been deprived of the salary. Now, you can suspend someone in a suspended will not pay, or you are suspended. So, I'm getting the fact that sooner or later, people advising the presidency will advise the president with the belief that there is only one person government and that's executive. Those people, human rights are violated. We accuse someone of corruption. Only for 1 year, we are not on anything about it. You are asking us to act. We are acting with full authority. Those are the parents. Even if you are foreign of the country, this is a country of God. People begin to give the president the necessary effort. And what is not careful? This is what it is. I mean, I work on LCA, yes. But what about the commission? Governance commission. The body has to set us on the right path in our governance structure. You don't see answer that. So send people there. You have to actually there with full authority in the governance commission. Nothing has happened. They are making everything. Say the right is subject to civil confirmation. The Department of Marine with immediate effect. Let us say immediate effect is going to take over from civil confirmation. Project, the watch of the Senate is on your hand. You are on the second female pro-tem of this republic. You have a lot of people in your head that will believe you.
Here's Bombing County Senator Edwin Snow speaking today in the Liberian Senate. The International Fund for Agricultural Development, or IFAD, has commenced a two-day stakeholders consultation workshop to design a new country strategic opportunities program for Liberia. The program is expected to last up to 2030. When formulated, will increase income and employment opportunities for farmers in rural areas while building resilience to climate change and food insecurity. The country representative of IFAD, Pascaline Barankeba, spoke at the opening of the workshop.
I would like to welcome you to this strategic workshop and express IFAD's gratitude for responding promptly to our joint government and IFAD invitation. It's therefore both a honor and a privilege to stand before you as we embark on an important mission, the design of the next IFAD country strategic opportunities for Mangozo and Liberia, covering the period 2026-2030. This workshop is not just about reviewing or elaborating documents or policies. It's about thinking on where we come from, where we are, and where we want to go by shaping a vision on IFAD's contribution to driving agriculture transformation, economic empowerment, and food security for Nigerians, rural and urban communities in alignment with national priorities and the SDGs. Your presence at this workshop is an elegant sign of the importance we attach to strengthening collaboration between the government and IFAD in order to dedicate our shared strategic contribution in supporting the national effort to reduce poverty, improve food and nutrition security, to eliminate gender inequality, and to strengthen the resilience of our rural populations.
She is the country representative of the International Fund for Agricultural Development, Madam Pascaline Barankeba. They're speaking at the opening of a two-day consultation workshop in Monrovia. He remarks Deputy Agriculture Minister for Planning David Akwe underscored the expected outcome of the workshop as the government's roadmap in tackling challenges farmers in the rural areas are faced with.
I have been throughout the entire country and I've seen what our people, our poor people in the various campuses are going through. And today we are here to if setting or establishing some roadmap as to how we in the agriculture sector will do what we are supposed to do to be more impactful to our people. We also see in all segments of the agriculture sector. The greatest joy to my heart that we will be able to say this seminar to all the design on realistic, practical steps as to how we will be able to move this sector where we are to where we want to be for it.
For his part, Deputy Finance Minister for Economic Management, Deb Huzu, admonished actors in the agriculture sector to be more practical and strategic in the implementation of support to ensure the agriculture agenda of President Boakai is achieved.
In the sector, that's a little what I can say to you. We have been very strategic in our engagement and aligned with the President's vision. If there has been anything in this country in terms of agriculture planning and implementation, and then we never had it before, I would encourage all the unit actors to have a plan to always have a forum. How practical steps are being needed will help to complement our cultural production. At the level of finance, there are two things we for here this morning. One, the coordination of aid and all external resources for the full implementation of the AID. One, simple. Liberia spent on average 527 million on what we call future development assistance for the past 13 years. But realistically, when you check, you don't see much compared to the inflow of funds. Therefore, the President asked that we should be very much strategic and practical and we're not going to be doing the fund that.
He is Deputy Finance Minister for Economic Management, also there speaking also the opening of the stakeholders consultation workshop being held in Monrovia, organized by the International Fund for Agricultural Development. Well, with little past they have our mark, will now cross over to Edwin Batafoyan to bring us post tonight on News Dex.
Good evening, Marka Davis. Good evening, everyone. Liberian football has been rocked by controversy following a protest staged by members of the Students' Unification Party 2 at the headquarters of the Liberian Football Association (LFA). The demonstration, which took place within the LFA compound, escalated into violence as staff members were reportedly assaulted during the incident. Our witnesses said the protesters stormed the premises, expressing grievances over undisclosed football-related matters. However, the demonstration quickly turned chaotic, raising concerns over the safety of LFA officials and the integrity of football governance in the country. The LFA has yet to release an official statement on the incident, but football stakeholders and fans has condemned the attack, calling for action to address the situation. The violent scenes have cast a shadow over the nation's football affairs at a time when efforts are being made to develop the sport and improve its administration. Authorities are expected to launch an investigation into the event with potential consequences for those involved. Here is a highlight from the protest scene at the headquarters of the LFA.
So,
Mama, I tell you up there right here and book it.
Meanwhile, the Sports Writers Association of Liberia, SWA leadership, has condemned the attack at the headquarters of the LFA and called for immediate investigation into the matter, requesting that perpetrators be brought to justice. The Sports Writers Institution says it sees the action of the students' pressure group as balanced, that's bad, and only intended to undermine the rule of law and football locally and internationally. The Sports Writers release added that such protest has no place in a civilized society. As such, it should be highly resisted and condemned by all football stakeholders. Stay at the local scene. Thus, Bella Liberia has announced the sponsorship of several local football clubs as part of its ongoing efforts to support and promote the growth of football in the country. Speaking on the initiative, thus Bella Liberia CEO Marka Gabo revealed that the company is working in collaboration with the Liberia Football Association (LFA) to ease the financial burden faced by struggling clubs. With this latest move, thus Bet's total sponsorship portfolio now stands to 8 clubs, including Shatta FC of the First Division League, which was already under their sponsorship. The sponsorship deal for the 7 new clubs will run until the end of the current season. Those who benefiting include Invincible 11 RE, Global Farman, Freeport FC, among others. And away from Liberia, the FIFA World Cup 2026 African qualifiers will officially resume on tomorrow, the 19th of March. Tanzania will welcome Congo. Zambia will be against Eritrea. Central African Republic will be against Madagascar. That's Cameroon will be away to Estonia. Liberia will take on Tunisia. That's it for the sports.
Well, sports is a regular feature here on news. Dex, thanks to Edwin Batafoyan. In more news tonight, a young man identified as Mohammed Ba has uncovered huge quantity of credit cards belonging to an unknown person. Ba noted that the cards mistakenly dropped from the individual who was on a speedy motorbike in Painesville.
Moved from work. My work made an eye just walking by. We're on a bike, and then a speed that passed by. So really passed by us, and then there was an individual on a bike, and then a huge quantity of scratch cards dropped from them. So because I tried blowing horn for him. We just I bike on the side, and then my workmate when they collected the scratch card, we had to go after the individual who dropped because we really want to see them. And then after which we tried our own to get them. Unfortunately, we didn't get them. So there was a right before we stopped. There was a vehicle behind us, and then the vehicle stopped and then we got scratch card. So we had the scratch card in our possession. We really can- And we are looking for the right.
Well, according to him, the scratch card, or he said, the individual who have mistakenly lost this huge quantity of card should contact the police Zone 8 base in ELWA as well as Truth FM compound here in Painesville. The chairman emeritus of the Movement for Economic Empowerment is appealing to national government to allocate funds for capacity building and to support marketers across the country. Speaking on Truth FM Tuesday, James Brooks called on government to double up efforts, citing that the expectations of Liberians are high. Well, sorry, we don't have the except, but today's development, the Liberian National Police has revealed that motorcycles are the highest killers in Liberia compared to other moving vehicles in terms of accidents. The police said the statement follows a recent survey conducted by the Liberia National Police. Police Inspector General Gregory Coleman spoke on a local radio station today in Monrovia.
For the motorcyclists here, we're not discussing an action that takes away their livelihood. We're not saying you cannot ride motorcycle. We're not obstructing them the free movement of any citizen. It's how to get to where you're going. The vehicle and traffic law empowers the police to make decisions on the safety of the citizens. We are the ones that the state empower, train, and empower to make informed decisions as to what the citizens need to do to keep them safe. It also requires the citizen to listen to us when we talk, adhere to the police instruction. For the safety of our people, we've made a great call. We look at what's the number one killer. Is it crime? No. Accident. Who are the number one victims in these accidents? Motorcyclists and keke riders. Where are most of the major accidents occurring? Right within this particular belt that we're now restricting for the safety of our people. In this case, we're saying we're going to help you to make sure we have you riding under safe conditions in safe places so as to safeguard your life that you may not care about, may not understand the danger you're posing to yourself.
Well, he's Police Inspector General Gregory Coleman there speaking. Meanwhile, a pro-democracy organization, Solidarity and Trust for a New Day or Stand, has appealed to the motorcyclists to remain peaceful as the Supreme Court is hearing the rate of prohibition filed against the restriction imposed by the police. The chairman of the group, Mobamalu, spoke to journalists today.
Don't allow the comments of the director of police or his deputies to provoke you. The intent is to provoke you into actions that will be used against you on the court premises. Don't allow them to be provocative. You are represented by competent lawyers, and the current case that seeks to compel government to raise the status of black riders is before the Chamber of Justice. I believe the Chamber of Justice and the Supreme Court bench has the integrity, has the moral to render judgment in the interest of you, the people. So utterances from one Nelson Freeman, who is being paid by taxpayers to protect life and property, should not provoke you. It's too small to be above the rule of law. Mr. Coleman is too small to be above the rule of law. I don't think this law is above the rule of law. Like,
well, he's former CDC chairman, now national chairman of the Solidarity and Trust for New Day or Stand. They're addressing group of motorcyclists today in Monrovia. Finally, the president of the University of Liberia has called for collective efforts in addressing the many social issues facing the society. And Dr. Lady Myean said the challenges on social welfare sector are huge, and as such, social workers must harness their resources and skills so as to reduce social problems in the country. She spoke at the program marking the observance of the World Social Workers Day organized by the National Association of Social Workers of Liberia.
Let me join you, and you join me, to reaffirm our commitment to build a stronger, more efficient, and more impactful community. We must invest in social work education. We must enhance collaboration between social work institutions and policymakers, and we must create sustainable frameworks for intergenerational engagement. At the University of Liberia, we continue to remain committed to solutions with professionals who are equipped with the knowledge, skills, and passion to serve the community.
Well, folks, she is the president of the University of Liberia, Dr. Lady Myean, and so this is how we love to leave you tonight on this presentation of News Dex. But as we leave you, these are the headlines again. In a move to enhance access to clean drinking water and improve sanitation services across the country, President Joseph Boakai issues Executive Order number 146, exempting the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation from custom duties. Joint security in Lofa County intercepts huge consignment of narcotic drugs valued over 77,000 United States dollars. Two ranking members of the Liberian Senate expressed disappointment in government officials in the executive branch riding vehicles worth more than $45,000 US, while the legislature continues to receive laches from the public. And off the home front, Nigeria and Kenya among countries running out of HIV drugs following the U.S. government suspension of foreign aid, the World Health Organization says. Many thanks to all of you for your listening role. Thanks to our reporters, correspondents, and all those who helped to make this edition of News Dex a success. Thanks to those who follow us on Real TV Online, including Abraham Godwin Topa from Grand Jia County, Darlington Kwanum, Kopako as well, who is following the news. This news broadcast is sponsored by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited. Naketa Roberts read the news bulletin. Edwin Butterfly and Brothers Post tonight. Kopa Sanga, Sarah Control and coordinated the sounds, and Myean Torgbean have been behind the cameras. My name is Marka Davis. Good night.
Ria TV, True FM.
Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV, into True FM 96.1.
What's the meaning of the black barrel?
The black barrel is to tell Joseph Boakai, if you don't organize yourself in your grateful manner, we'll take your later Liberia.
You might say what you want to say, but for us, we are here to make sure we build our country, that we are respected. We have donors that are coming because of the confidence.
Some news summary at 12. My name is Hansen Naketa Roberts. Welcome to News and Analysis 30 minutes of news presentation about Liberia, Africa, and our one world.
Presenting this newscast is proudly sponsored by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited.
How is life after the presidency?
But before the presidency, the same life that what you see. I live a different life. You know, when I was not president, this life that what I live, you know, with my family and
I have a lot of interest in the health sector, the educational sector, and the agriculture sector. Both connecting those systems.
Yeah, we are calling international community to come to intervene for us because, like I just stated previously, we don't know who to trust.
Always make sure to turn on to our
Ria TV and listening to Truth FM 96.1.